Bonjour tout le monde, hello everybody, this is Lo from Lo App Design. Hey, good morning. Today I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily create a floor plan for a tiny house that's going to be 20 feet by 20 feet. So a 400 square feet tiny house. So let's start with SketchUp. Let's open our template. I am going to go to the simple template in inches. Doesn't really matter. Going to start. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on parallel projection. Okay, I want to be on the top view. There you go. So I'm going to take a rectangle. I'm going to draw a square 20 feet by 20 feet. Oh, here I did 20 feet by 20 inches. So I made a mistake in my dimensions, okay? Before I touch anything, I can retype my dimensions in the dimensions box, and that will adjust my square. Oh, so far my rectangle to a square, the dimension I really want. So 20 feet by 20 feet. There you go, and enter. Okay, so that's the interior dimensions. Double click F, and then I'm going to have some 8 inches exterior wall. That's the thickness of my exterior walls. All right. While it's still blued, because I double click on it, I'm going to right click. I'm going to make a group. That's going to be my floor. Then I'm going to double click on my walls. I'm going to make a group. That's going to be my walls. So I'll go on Windows, tags, and I'm going to create some tags. So first one will be exterior walls. Then I'm going to create another tag, so plus new tag floor. Okay, and then I'm going to tag my entities, so my groups that I created earlier. So for that I have two ways of doing it. I'm sorry, my mouse is acting very weird. So for that I have two ways of doing it. The first one is I select my group. This is very annoying. First one is I select my group. I'm going on the little sticker in the tag window, up. I select the tag I want to apply, so floor, sticker, and then I click here to make sure it's been tagged, in and out, and it disappears. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with my walls, exterior walls. So spacebar, select, exterior walls, sticker, here you are. So there you go. So now everything has been tagged. So that's the first way of tagging stuff, okay? The second way will be you go on your window, then you go down to entity info, okay? You select, oh, sorry, spacebar. You select it and see in the tag, it tells me that it's been tagged as floor, but I'm going to untag it and I'm going to untag the walls. Untagged, here you are. So now nothing is tagged here, so I can click here and there and nothing changes. So I'm selecting my floor, then I'm going to that tagline and I click on floor, and automatically this is going to tag my floor. So see, and then I'm going to select the group of my exterior walls. It says untagged here, exterior walls, and now it's been tagged like that. So if I click here, it disappears. Here you go. So that has been tagged. So that's a good thing. Done. Let's reduce those windows for now. There you are. So now in my tiny house, I'm going to have a kitchen living area, a bedroom, and a small bathroom. So my kitchen living area and bedroom will be each 10 feet wide. Up. So I'm going halfway. See, I take my tape measure, so T on the keyboard, and then up, I want it to be in the middle. My wall is going to be in the middle of my home, okay? And then if I go along the line of my wall, when my cursor turns as a circle, as a purple circle, it means that I'm in the middle of the line, lengthwise, 10 feet. So click here, and then that puts a guide here. My walls will be 4 inches wide, so it's 2 inches up, and it's going to be 2 inches below. Okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle, which I can do freely because I grouped everything prior. So that's going to be a wall on its own. And then I am going to make a group of that rectangle I just drew. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my guide. Here you go. Double click, make a group. I'm going to tag that. So in my tags, I need to add an interior wall. Interior walls. Okay, and then I'm going to tag it by selecting the group I just created, going to Entity Info. You see right now it's untagged. Interior walls. Here you are. And now it's been tagged. Let's reduce that. Make sure it's been tagged. In and out. Here you are. Let's reduce that window. So my bedroom will be on top. My kitchen, living room will be on the bottom. Then I have to add a bathroom. Okay, so I will put a tub in that bathroom. So I'm going to grab my tape measure again, and I'm going to go 5 feet. That's the length of a traditional tub, not 5 inches. I did the same mistake. 5 feet. Because I didn't touch anything, I can modify the length I want and see my guide come straight to 5 feet, and then 4 inches for the thickness of my wall. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to need a closet in that bedroom, okay? So I'm going to leave 5 inches here. Then I'm going to put my door. That's going to be 30 inches. Then I am going to leave 5 inches again here. And then from here to there, I am going to enter 24, which is going to be the depth of my closet. And then here I'm going to add 4 inches for the thickness of the wall. I'm going to enter the group, my indoors wall group. Okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle here that goes from here to there. Then I'll have my 5 inches, my 4 inches wall that comes here. Then I have my 5 inches here. I need to add a guide here for 4 inches, which is going to be the thickness of my wall. Okay, rectangle from here to here. Okay. And then I made a mistake. My other 5 inches is here, and that one disappears. So erase that. All right. So let's get out of the group. Shift G, I delete all of my guides. So I don't know if you created a shortcut. I created a shortcut to delete all my guides. So if I put, so tape measure, and I'm going to put some guides everywhere on my model. Okay, and it happens that when you have guides everywhere, at one point you don't see anything. So you have a few options to delete those guides. The first one is E for eraser, and you erase them one by one. All right. Or you can go to edit, delete guide. Okay, Control Z. Or you can go into SketchUp, settings, shortcuts. Okay, and then you scroll down your options until you find edit/delete guides. Okay, and then you enter the shortcut you want. Me, I went on a Shift G for guides. Okay, you enter the shortcut you want, and then oops, G, shortcut assigned. Shortcut Shift G is already assigned to the so keep original because I don't want to change anything. And then you are good. Okay, so when you go back to your model, Shift G, and all your guides disappear. Little thing that make life easier. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my indoor walls group, and I'm going to clean up. It's very important to clean up everything as you go, because otherwise it becomes very overwhelming at the end. There you are. So now we have that and that are part of the same group, and that's my interior walls. Just to make sure, interior walls. There you go. Perfect. So, so now I have, that's going to be my bathroom. I have that room that's going to be my bedroom, and I have that room that's going to be my living room. I need some windows, definitely. So in my bathroom, I'm going to put a window here. Then I'm going to put a window here and one there in my bedroom. My living room will have a small window here, small window there, like the door. It's going to be the entry door. A window here. My kitchen is going to be here. Okay, so let's draw those windows. So I want to make sure that I'm in absolutely no groups, because I'm going to create some groups, some windows groups by themselves. Here I have something that's really bothering me, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to select everything. Make sure that everything's been selected. M for move tool. I grab my origin, and then I'm going to put it just at the intersection of my axis. All right, so now I have my axis on my wall. Okay, there you go. So my windows, I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, okay, and I'm going to draw a rectangle where I want my window to be, okay, and then I'm going to go, so it's 8 inches, you can see it in the dimension box, it's 8 inches, and the width of my window, I want it to be 30 inches, so 30,8, and that's my window, okay. So the way you make a symbol of a window, it's super easy. Grab your tape measure, go 2 inches here, and then 2 inches there. Okay. Grab your pen tool, draw a line in the middle, and then another line in the middle here, and then another one in the middle on the bottom. Okay. And then a line from the second to the last, and then you erase that little one here and that little one there. Shift G. Okay, that's my window. That's my window symbol. Okay, now I'm going to go on my tags window. I'm going to take everything out, and then I'm going to select my whole window. So select, right click, and then make a group. Okay, then I am going to tag that windows, because I'm going to have a few of them. It's still selected, so I'm going into my entity info and then windows. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so I have that one window. I want to put one on top of my bed as well. So I select it. Because it's been grouped, I can click on M and move it wherever I want to as one entity. But if I move it, I want to duplicate it. Okay, so M for move, then Alt. If you click on, let me zoom in. If I click on Alt, you will see there is a little plus sign that comes by my cursor, and then that duplicated my window. Okay, so M for move and Alt for duplicate. And then zoom out. I am going to put it here. Okay, it's going to be in the corner here. That's going to look pretty sharp. I want it 5 inches from the corner, so T for tape measure, 5 inches. Okay, then I grab my window. I grab it on the corner, okay, so it's easier to grab, and then it snaps where my guide is, so that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, Shift G, delete that guide. Then I'm going to put a window here on that wall, okay. I know that that wall here up, is 9 foot 10 inches, okay. I grab my pen tool, so I'm making sure I'm out of any groups. So L for pen tool. I'm drawing a line in here, okay, and then I take my tape measure going there, and then going along that line I just drew, up, it tells me exactly where the middle is, the middle of my new line, okay? So that's the middle of my wall, of that wall, okay? That related to that line, which is the same length than that wall, okay? So from there, up, I want my window to be 4 feet. So I'm going to go 24 inches right and 24 inches left, okay? So then I grab my window, move, Alt for duplicate, put it here. Then I am going to rotate my window. So move tool, I grab the handle, then I grab it again, I put it here. Okay, you can see that it's not really a dimension, doesn't really matter. S for scale, grab the handle and then go here. And then I have my window, Shift G. All right. I am going to put 2 small windows here on the sides of that wall because I will put a small fireplace here. So I want the one window on each side. I think it looks pretty sharp. So I'm going to grab that window again. And then, oh, one thing I wanted to show you as well. Because I duplicated that window to create that one, the tag came along. Okay, so if I click on that window, you can see it's tagged Windows because I duplicated it. So I'm going to grab that one. You see it's tagged Windows. M for Move Tool, Alt to duplicate, and I am going to put it here. Okay, I want to grab my tape measure. I'll go down 5 inches because I think 5 inches from the wall is pretty nice, looks pretty sharp. Same thing on the bottom, 5 inches. Okay, I'm going to grab that window, move it, snap it to my guide, and then I'll get my guide again, tape, and I'm going to go down 24. I want this window to be 24 inches. Scale, grab the red scale handle, and then come up to my guide. It's going to snap on the guide, up, there you go. So now I have that window here, click on it, it says Windows, so it's been tagged. I'm going to duplicate it, so M for Move Tool, Alt, grab the corner, and then come all the way to my guide here. There you go. Shift G. There you are. So I'm going to put my front door here to enter my living room and my house. And beside the front door will be another window because there is never enough light in the house. Okay. So tape, I'll go 5 inches. Then I'll go 36 inches, which is going to be the width of my door. Okay. From here, I'll go 12. And then I am going to put a window that's going to be, let's say, 36, 3 feet. Okay. So I'll grab my window, Move Tool, Alt, grab it, take it there, rotate, grab my corner, snap it here, S for scale, and there you are. So my window is there. This is perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to draw my door, just for the sake of drawing a door. So Shift G. Okay. So I said 5 inches here, then 36 is my door. Okay, so I am going to, I don't need a line because I have one here, right? I'm going to go and get my arc here, there, and then L for line, and there you have your door. To close it here. Okay, and then make a group. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename that tag Windows and Doors 2D. You'll see why later. Okay, so that tag has been renamed. My windows are now Windows and Doors 2D. Okay, that group that I just created for the door is going to be tagged, same thing, windows and doors 2D. All right. Oh, and my door is supposed to be opening on the outside, of course. So I'm going to reverse it. So I am going to go to the flip tool, click on the green, that reverses my door, M for move tool, grab it, done. There you are. That line here, I don't need anymore because it was my guide to find the middle. Here for the window, okay, so you will notice that I have no way to enter my bedroom, which is not what you want, right? So I am going to enter the group of the interior walls. Okay, I am going to take my tape measure. From that door, I'll go, so from here to here, I have 12 feet 8 inches. That's the width of my room without the closet, okay? So 6 feet 4 inches will be the middle of that wall, okay? And then I'm going to put some barn doors that are going to be 30 inches each. So 30 and then 30. That's going to be the opening to enter the bedroom, all right? So line tool from here to here, line tool from here to here, and then I am going to delete, erase that, okay? Alt G for my guides to disappear, and this is going to be the entry of my bedroom, okay? So get out of that group, get your rectangle tool. So let's say 5 feet by 4 inches, okay? And then that, grab my pen, in the middle I'm drawing a line, okay? And then I'm selecting that, I'm making a group, and I'm tagging it windows and doors 2D. Okay, here you are. So now that's actually the symbol for my barn door. I'll have a door here to enter my bathroom, of course. I'll grab my arc tool. I'll go from here to here, there. Then line tool, up, up, make a group, and then I'm tagging it windows and doors 2D. Oops, windows and doors 2D. All right, perfect. Oh, I need to put a little tiny extension of that wall here to support the door of my closet. 4x9, okay, and then down here I'll do the same thing. 4x9, okay. Erase because you want to clean up everything as you go. Oops, I went too far. Erase. There you go. And then here I will have my door. So what I can do is I can grab that one, move, Alt, up, put it here. Because I'm just at the 2D stage right now, right? So it doesn't really matter. Windows and doors. Here you are. So now you have it. That's your 2D floor plan. All right. So I am going to create a scene. You will see why at the end. So you go to your windows and then you go down to scenes. Okay. So that's your scene window. Click plus and you see scene 1 has been created here and has been added there. All right, so I want to modify that. So I click here. Scene 1 is going to be renamed to the floor plan. There you go. So my scene has been created, meaning that if I go anywhere else, I'll show you why it's good doing that. Let's say I scroll out for some reason, I'm talking on the phone, whatever. And then I want to find my floor plan 2D. I just click here, and then it brings it back exactly where and how I saved it previously. So now we are done for the 2D floor plan. Let's move on to the next lesson next time. The next lesson is going to be how to add your kitchen cabinets and the bathroom in 2D. So I will see you on the next lesson. Thank you for following. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and like if you did like. And I will see you on the next lesson. Thank you so much.